I just watched Michael Moore's film for the second time, and I have to say, it resonated with me, the second half. You know, it started out and I was thinking, oh, this is just stuff that I've seen for a million times. And yeah, Hillary, you know, lost, even though she got 3 million more votes or whatever. And I'm going, yeah. Wait. And he goes on to make it a little bit more interesting with the Flint situation, which, let's face it, is happening probably to many towns across North America, including Canada, Mexico. I think we've been poisoned for so long that it's beyond the point where we can ever expect elected officials to do very much about it, if anything at all, other than make the situation worse. And the end of the film, the second half of the film was a lot better. It did go into how the Democratic primary was rigged, and how many states that Bernie had actually won every county, and yet they went to Miss Hilarious there. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully you're feeling a little bit optimistic for the future. If you're on the right drugs, you'll feel that optimism. And I guarantee it, if you just get the right combination going, you know. Interesting viewer comments on my last video, which was kind of disjointed, and I apologize for that. It wasn't my best work, but I will continue to offer the finest entertainment that my basement room can provide for you, and continue to be a little sliver in the underside of the oligarchy. Just a tiny little sliver, but you know, it's like you get that sliver and you can't get it out, and it's annoying and everything. Well, that's what the Vegematic channel is all about. There's somebody named, wait, I'm going to turn the camera a little bit here, there. Is that a flattering pose for an old man? Okay, so Joanna d'Arc sent me this weird video called "Spinning Radio Alien Broadcast at the End of the World is Upon You. I sure am glad I'm not you, hardy har 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 har." I guess she thought I was going to hell. It's like that Seinfeld episode, isn't it, where Elaine's boyfriend is telling her she's gonna go to hell. So I replied to her and I said, I'm glad I'm not you. So basically Joanna d'Arc left me this big, like, sort of incomprehensible rant about Al Gore inventing the intersnitch or internet. It logically follows that the algorithm was named after Al Gore. Algorithm. So I didn't know. I can't tell if this person is serious or not. It doesn't matter. She's very entertaining, and you can write as much as you want. And let's see. Algorithm description in mad, schizophrenic lunatics and computer-generated science. An algorithm is an unambiguous, synonymous, it's not spelled real well, but I think I can make it out, trigendered spitification of how to solve class of problems. Algorithms can perform data processing and automatic tasks, like destroy all human life. Blame Al Gore. Well, I don't think I'm going to blame Al Gore for destroying all human life. He may have participated in it. After all, he was vice president in the Clinton administration that, you know, destroyed just as many lives as the Republicans do. He out-Republicaned the Republicans. I don't know, and then like 2 or 3 more comments, and I answered them, and so I just kind of went, okay, yeah. And of course I've heard from Cindy Matthews, who is a dear friend of this channel, and Cindy, for those of you who may not know, runs a blog called therevolutioncontinues.com, and it's worthwhile reading if you are a left-wing progressive. Yes, I think there are. Well, I mean, how do you say what's left and right anymore? It's all a mixture, and I guess it's and just one more tool to quantify us and to separate us into different groups so that we don't catch on what's really going on with neoliberalist capitalism, right? And we're all victims, and we know it. The word is out there. Did you know? And this is something that just blew my mind that I found out on a little news site. All of India is on a general strike for better wages and better conditions. I have not heard anything from the corporate media about this stuff. You'd almost think they don't want you to get any ideas. Not much on the gilets jaunes, the yellow vests over in France, other than I think one of the guys in the government said that they should shoot them. So hopefully it won't erupt into massive violence over there. We need to shut down everything, of course, because everything's a disaster. But let's hope that there are peaceful methods to accomplishing goals. And no burning cars and shit. I don't like that shit, you know? It's like somebody has a car and you go out and it says, it's burned, man, the yellow vest. That's going to help your cause? No. What will help your cause is intelligence and dignity and solidarity, fraternity, equality. You know, all that stuff. It's stuff that's kind of in their history. And good old Todd Anxious, who's been around the Vegematic show for, I guess, a long time now. So thank you, Todd, and I hope you're a little less anxious than you were. But Todd was curious to know if the Get Off My Lawn cane came in more colors than red, and I answered him that it will be available in 3 colors and camouflage on the deluxe model. The deluxe model will incorporate cutting-edge technology that will spay and neuter your antagonist at 20 yards with the flip of a switch, so you kids get off my lawn. It also comes with noise cancellation technology in case they are playing that jitterbugging music they are so fond of. Right now it's in the development stage. I'll be launching a GoFundMe page to bring this to the next level. Are you in? And Todd never answered me, so Todd, I guess, isn't in. Oh well. So many ideas, so little time. And Todd, I have to say to you that thank you very much for getting the humor, for getting the sarcasm, and I appreciate it because we're here at Vegematic. Me here at Vegematic channel. I like to pretend that it's a big media conglomerate or something. It's the Vegematic network. And somebody said that they knew I was Canadian by the way I said about. Am I saying about? I thought I was saying about just like an American, but I got to learn American, I guess. Again, I haven't been down there for a while and probably won't be anytime in the near future, barring a miracle or a Bernie Sanders presidency, which would be the same thing. But getting back to the Michael Moore's movie, which is on YouTube now, and it was on YouTube. I watched it once, and it got deleted after I shared it around a little bit because I thought people should see it without having to spend $9 or $10 to go to the movie. It was kind of a bomb in the movie houses. It was a dud, and then I guess it was #1 on iTunes for a while. So I guess Mikey's done making money with it and is making it available to people, which is for free. I hope that's the case anyway. I hope YouTube doesn't take down the copy, because my wife watched it with me tonight, and it was kind of enlightening. And especially, yeah, I have to give him credit for going after Obama in the Flint water crisis, how he showed up in Flint and drank a glass of poison water. Oh, he didn't really drink any of it. He put a little of it to his lips and went, yeah, this is fine, and totally betrayed the people of Flint. These politicians that we keep putting in that offer great hope. I mean, Trudeau here in Canada did the same thing. Oh, we're going to make a wonderful society, and we're going to make peace with our native brothers and sisters, but the oil trumps it all, right? And the money trumps it all, so they get in, and they're just another damn politician. I think another good thing that Moore did in the film was point out why people were disillusioned, because their vote obviously doesn't make a difference, and you're not in a democracy. But the tools still probably remain in place. Politicians are self-serving and narcissistic. It's in their nature. That's why they get into politics, most of them. There are the changes that could be made, that need to be made, that are absolutely crucial. There could be a possibility. Wow, I just made the mistake of responding or leaving a comment to a video about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and it was the amount of trolling on it was absolutely astonishing to me. All I said was, it is amazing that all the comments here are negative when the likes outdo the dislikes. Well, that seemed to trigger the trolls even more, and started attacking me for somehow saying this, and I realized how frightened these people are of a powerful woman. I mean, they're really frightened of her, and it's hilarious. Some of the comments are so stupid. Most of them are just saying she's dumb, she's stupid, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And you can tell that these were Trumplings and these same people that vote against their best interest time after time to ensure their continued misery and poverty. And of course we get the big frightening S word reoccurring over and over again, and the nation of Venezuela. And obviously these people are too ignorant to actually look at anything and examine it themselves. They would rather rely on the talking heads on Fox News to tell them what the truth is. And I wonder how many of these trolls actually make more than $10 million for that 70% tax rate, which is entirely reasonable. On money over $10 million. Who the hell even needs $10 million to live on? Insane. And I find it amazing that poor people, or working class people, actually think that it's a good idea to have incredible wealth disparity in America. It's sad, really. It's pathetic. And, you know, there's no reasonable arguments in any of these things. Obama shut it down also for the failed Obamacare, remember? Idiot comments like that. Oh, or if the shutdown made a single socialist angry, then it was all worth it. This is all they care about, is somehow making others angry and making others suffer, because somehow in their miserable little lives it gives them a false sense of power, because they have none. And they look at a powerful woman, and my God, she's not just a woman, but a democratic socialist, which they have no idea what a democratic socialist is, because they couldn't be bothered to look into it. I would say they all travel on those socialist roads and use those socialist fire department if their house gets on fire. All those socialist programs, socialism for the rich, and the military. Oh, we need more money for the military. What on earth does the military need more money for? You're already like the most powerful nation on earth, bar none. They've got the biggest military, spend the most money, 10 times more than anybody else, and you put everybody combined and they don't spend the money that America spends on weaponry. And they don't see that it's a big scam. The weapons manufacturers love it because they're getting rich off of it. The taxpayers can be sucked into America, right or wrong. We need a stronger military. I actually had people saying that they should use live bullets on immigrants. And you just have to wonder what kind of a childhood these people had, what kind of misery they grew up into, to have such horrible ideas, to have such a lack of compassion for other human beings. It just doesn't make any sense to me, you know. Now here's another one, and this is like hundreds of these trolling comments on a very, I guess, unremarkable little video about Alexandria, and they trigger, they just go nuts with this. Here's one, nails on a chalkboard. The only thing Democrats care about are the people who are not Americans, who are not from this country. Talk about taking some responsibility. The Democrats caused this shutdown, not the president. The true Americans want border security. Fund the wall or lose your job. Simple as that. How stupid can you get? It's been proven the walls don't work. They can be transversed with drones or with the ladders, and you can, and it just is ridiculous. There's high-tech solutions to patrolling the border, probably available at a fraction of the cost of this wall, and you have to wonder if the wall is actually designed to keep people in rather than keep people out. Immigration, illegal immigration to America is at an all-time low, and it's just nuts, man. These people have no brains. They just do not think. It drives me crazy. It makes me want to tear my hair out. But why should I worry about them? You know, and oh, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Try speaking to one of the many family members whose loved ones were either murdered or killed by an undocumented, all caps, illegal immigrant. Even though the crime statistics prove that immigrants do far less crime than native-born Americans, that doesn't matter. Facts don't matter. Emotion is what matters with these people. And they get all stirred up, and there are people that trigger their hatred that they've held inside and held in check because it wasn't really socially acceptable. And now, because of this wonderful godlike president that they have, that's the most crooked piece of shit, and anybody with a brain can see, and they lose it. They just cannot stand seeing a powerful woman succeed. Here, honestly, one of the most ignorant politicians out there. No policy discussion or anything. She's just ignorant. Why? Because she's a woman and because she's from the working class? This dumb trick actually thinks the masses like her. Well, I think a lot of people like her. I think idiots like you are really afraid of her. Shame on you for electing a socialist. This lady is completely clueless. Why? She just is, because, you know, she just is. They don't like her. She used to work at a bar and knows nothing about politics. All she knows is baritics. Is baritics a word? Well, I suppose that's their idea of being clever. But there's hundreds and hundreds of these things. And where are they coming from? Is it a little blot machine that's out there? I don't know. It's crazy, man. Are there that many stupid people that are willing to actually click on to a video with a politician that they don't like and go to all the trouble of you leaving bad comments about it? I don't go and watch retarded Trump videos. I go out of my way to avoid them. So, I mean, it's just comment after comment, and my inbox filled up with all these people saying, oh, blah, 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 you're a socialist and you can go live in Venezuela and blah. And it's the same old talking points and shit that you hear repeated over and over and over again. And this sort of like, commie. Oh, people said I was a commie. A commie. It sounds like something out of a 1940s movie, doesn't it? He's a commie. That guy's a commie. Say, what are you? A commie or something? What are you, a commie? I mean, this is ridiculous. And the fear tactics that are used, and the idea that somehow if you have have socialized medicine, you become a North Korea, you know. Donald Trump has more in common with Kim Jong-il than he does with, I don't know, any normal world leader. But normalcy has gone out the window, and insanity rules. And somehow, I guess the best thing to do is not engage any of these people. Sometimes you feel that maybe you can sort of just crack the head open a little bit and open their mind a little bit, but it's hopeless. It really is. They're so indoctrinated, they're so brainwashed, and they're so cultish. And it's the only thing that binds them together is their hatred of people and the feeling that people should be punished somehow, and that if you're poor, it's your own fault by not lifting yourself up by the bootstraps. If you had equality of opportunity, then perhaps you might have a point, but tell me somebody that's born to a poor family and struggling and has no money to go to college, how are they supposed to pull themselves up by their bootstraps? Working at McDonald's? Enough people work at 2 jobs and 3 jobs to keep their families going, and that is mocked, by the way. Oh no, that's not true. People don't have to work 2 jobs. Try working at Walmart or McDonald's or any one of these minimum wage slave houses that are all over the world, and you see how you'd like it. These people are driven by the idea that somewhere somebody is getting something for free and they're not, and it's not fair, damn it. And I don't know. I don't know if it's selfishness, just the selfishness of the culture gone completely nuts and brought materialism brought to its logical conclusion. Because when you worship things and items and people that make a lot of money, and most of them are actually freeloaders, they don't pay their fair share. So the rich are freeloaders much more than the poor, and yet these people can't see it. All they're worried about is people getting a little something to be able to have some sort of dignity in their lives. They don't want people to have dignity. They want to lord it over people, and this is the type of authoritarian personality that loves Donald Trump, and it's very sad to see the destruction of the nation, the shutdown of the government in order to create a national emergency. I think you're headed for a dictatorship, I'm afraid. I think that because people aren't out in the streets and doing what people in France are doing, you're going to find it'll be too late to do anything pretty soon, because Trump will have shut down everything and thrown out the Constitution, appoint himself president for life, or king perhaps, since he likes nepotism so much. Perhaps king would suit him better. Anyway, I just had to get this off my chest because these damn people are so insane. So anyway, thanks for watching again. I'm not sure how many I'm going to put out. I'm going to try and get more of them out, but honestly, it's a lot of work and very little reward. The only reward I get, and it makes it worthwhile, is your commentary. And they're dropping off too, and everything's dropping off, and then it's just going to be all mainstream all the time on YouTube pretty soon. So I don't know how long I can keep going. Little small independent channels are getting squeezed out. They don't show up in searches, and people are unsubscribed, and it just goes on and on and on. And I do this because I have a pretty steady bunch of people that show up, although there's some people that are missing. Whatever happened to Deanne? Deanne Pem, was it? Oh, Deanne Pembroke. Deanne Pembroke. I don't know what happened to her. She used to comment on every single video, and she hasn't in a long time, and she's just one of the people that I hope is still out there, and I hope nothing has happened that's untoward. But hopefully I can get engagement happening. I'd like to thank Todd Anxious for some of the funny comments and back and forth. I'd like to thank all the people that leave comments, especially because it takes a few minutes, and it means that you engaged in the video, which gives me some sort of satisfaction, knowing that I'm actually making a little bit of difference in some people's lives. So keep it up, and I'll see you soon. Peace, love, understanding. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? I guess it's just really hard to love some people. But I'm going to try, and I'm not going to use insulting language to stupid assholes and morons and imbeciles. And I wonder how many times the word moron has been used on YouTube in the comments. Moron, 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 moron. And change it up to something a little bit more interesting. Moron, constantly. And it's back and forth. You're a moron, you're a moron, you're a moron. And these YouTube discussions, shall we say, that never go anywhere. They're just arguments for the sake of arguing. And I guess I'm going to have to stop responding to trolls, but somehow it's just like, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, because these people are so ignorant. And you try and enlighten them a bit, but honestly, they seem like hopeless cases, indoctrinated beyond belief. They're ready to do any evil that the evil one in charge is going to tell them to do. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I don't think it's ever going to get better. It's just going to get worse. But be happily hopeless. Be happily hopeless, and put a smile on your face. Put one foot in front of the other and say, hey, we're all going to die anyway, so. Anyway, be well, everybody. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. That's very important. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And don't forget to hit that little thumbs up button. Or thumbs down, whatever. Interaction's the thing. I am one of the few people on YouTube that actually endeavors to answer every single comment. And it takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it.